This is A Miracle in Saskatchewan, the TeleMiracle Story, with your host, Tom Clark. Coming up tonight, I'll look back on 24 years of miracles. A very small community raises a very big cash donation. And a conversation with the stars who support the Kinsman TeleMiracle Foundation.
Hello, I'm Tom Clark, and welcome to A Miracle in Saskatchewan. Every year, an event takes place in this province that brings together music, laughter, and above all else, hope. Do you know what it is? The year was 1977, and it was in this very building that the show was born. The idea was to raise money for people with special needs in Saskatchewan. Now, no one dreamed that TeleMiracle in that first year would raise over $1 million. So how did it all happen, and why, a quarter of a century later, is TeleMiracle more important than ever to the people of Saskatchewan? We'll show you after the break. Don't go away. A Miracle in Saskatchewan is about to begin.
Coming up on A Miracle in Saskatchewan.
Hi, I'm Jody, and I'm really happy to be here because tonight the Kinsmen and their friends are going to ask you to make miracles happen.
It's hard to believe, but more than 25 years have come and gone since that very first TeleMiracle. And while a lot of things have changed in Saskatchewan, one thing hasn't: the spirit of giving that is present in the hearts of so many people across this great province. Perhaps it was that promise that inspired the Kinsmen and Kinettes to launch what would become one of the nation's most celebrated and anticipated telethons. Watch closely, because this is how it all began. It was the telethon that startled a province and a nation.
Jim Perry! Love will keep us together.
Province discovered what WOB is.
WOB.
We were introduced to a young girl who had a terminal disease, whose name was Jody.
What is it?
Jody wanted to come on television and tell her friends and those that didn't know her how good life was and how much fun it was, and how, although she was in a wheelchair, it didn't mean any difference in terms of her life.
The money raised during the next 20 hours will help me and other kids. It will provide special centers for all kinds of handicapped kids so that we may lead normal lives.
And when we met with Jody to hear that story, it didn't matter after that whether we broke even, we made money. The important thing was that Jody and her friends got a chance to tell their story.
For one brief moment, across Saskatchewan, there was silence.
We are ready with
And then, as the final total was revealed, there was jubilation.
You have just broken the world's record for fundraising in a 20-hour period.
Some laughed. Others cried. Kinsman TeleMiracle, that first year in 1977, proved that dreams can come true.
We were somewhat naive. It went far beyond our expectations. Our expectation was that we would attempt to try and get expenses the first year of TeleMiracle and see what happened after that. And it was pretty obvious after a few hours of the show itself that we were going to meet expenses, and people were responding from what we kept hearing about it in communities around Saskatchewan.
The highlight of that first TeleMiracle for me would have been when Bob McGrath stood on the stage at Centennial Auditorium with a group of deaf children, and they sang the Lord's Prayer, and they did it in sign language, and Bob McGrath sang it. And I tell you, it brought big tears to my eyes, and I think the people of Saskatchewan at that point really came and fell in love with what is their project today, TeleMiracle. Even though the Kinsmen and Kinettes are the catalyst of getting it up and running, it's really the people of Saskatchewan show.
Well, the foundation was in existence, and our experience with the foundation and in Kinsmen showed that there was a tremendous need for people who were physically and mentally challenged to tell their story to the public so people could understand what these individuals were dealing with on a daily basis, what their aspirations were, what their life was like, and identify with everyone in society so that ultimately people would understand and be more accepting of the needs of those that were challenged.
Eventually, we agreed to it. Urban formed as executive, and those people like Billy Lee and Terry Brash and Grant Harding, a very good friend of ours, Jimmy Scarrow from Prince Albert, they all got involved and set up the very first TeleMiracle, which played here in the city of Saskatoon 25 years ago this coming spring. And to nobody's imagination it was ever going to be successful. I mean, to raise that kind of money was just out of this world.
Kinsmen and Kinette clubs in Saskatchewan, all of whom are volunteer, play a lead role in staging the provincial telethon year after year.
I have never been prouder to be a member of the family of Kinna than I am right now. It is just amazing to see the work that these people put in to come together as one and work. It's just amazing. Just absolutely amazing.
Hey, whatever it means, God bless Saskatchewan, because it's got to be one of the most magical places to do something like this, and then we prove it every year.
The TeleMiracle celebration, as you can imagine, is not limited to a single weekend in March. It happens all year long. And from bed pushes to silent auctions, people throughout the province continue to find creative new ways to lend a helping hand.
Saskatchewan is just a wonderful place to have people volunteer and help, and where else can you go that people, you walk down the street and say good morning to each other? I mean, and smile. I mean, Saskatchewan's a province of smiling people.
I watched the names on the pledge sheets, the places they're from, and yeah, there's lots from Regina, Saskatoon, Yorkton, Prince Albert, Moose Jaw, but there's so many from, you know, the small communities that have under 1,000 people and the big numbers that come in. That's how you know. You don't have to guess, and you could see it again this weekend. It was there. It's just mind-boggling, you know. There's nothing out there. Their bank accounts are almost dry, but they find it somewhere because they believe in the cause.
Compare the first TeleMiracle telethon to the most recent. What's changed?
The thing that really changed in the TeleMiracle is not only have they become bigger and raised more money, I think what they've really done, though, is made an awareness for the handicapped people of Saskatchewan. I mean, 25 years ago, we used to hide the handicap of Saskatchewan indoors. Today we don't do that. Today we have street ramps on all street corners. We have Amigo carts going all over the city of Saskatoon, I'm sure in small towns. I mean, that's what TeleMiracle has done. Forget what kind of money TeleMiracle raised, and it's like raised in excess of $40 million. What it's really done has brought the handicapped people out into the forefront, and that they're no different than you and I. That's what it's really done, in my opinion.
It's not just something that, oh, we've done 24 of them, next year's 25. On a personal note, with a disability, myself, I've seen the changes. I've seen, yes, the money, that's important, but the awareness. Oh, the education and all of the components of people understanding. And I think there's less giving from sympathy and more giving from motivation. Think what we can do to make a person's life better, or think what we can do to make a family happy. All these things, they're again, very personal, but they come down to more than just a sympathy donation. You know, we're contributing to the fabric of a province that, well, is frankly, you know, got to be one of the best in the country.
Thanks to the continued support of Saskatchewan residents, Kinsmen TeleMiracle Foundation is able to provide financial assistance to hundreds of individuals every year to give quality of life and independence.
The money that's raised by the TeleMiracle is raised and stays in the province of Saskatchewan. TeleMiracle really funds the last resort. In other words, when you're down and out and you can't get money from any other source, that's where TeleMiracle comes in and starts to shine.
Coming up on A Miracle in Saskatchewan.
I don't think pigs really fly, but anything's possible in Engelfeld.
Saskatchewan, you're wonderful. Year in and year out, people just like you in hundreds of communities throughout this province open their hearts to create miracles for others. Now, of course, some communities get behind TeleMiracle in a very big way. Take our friends out in Engelfeld, a tiny community of about 250 people. Together, Engelfeld and its surrounding area redefine the spirit of giving by raising over $24,000 for the Kinsman TeleMiracle Foundation. And here's how they've been doing it. Aside from its modest population, there's nothing small about this village in east central Saskatchewan. Take a look around. The community of Engelfeld has got big industry, a big mascot, and a great big heart, with a soft spot for the Kinsman TeleMiracle Foundation.
I believe the first year we raised was something in the neighborhood of $1,100, I believe, and it was kind of a blinding storm at that same time, but we were pretty proud of it.
People come out and they entertain. We have comedians, we have dancers. We get a real variety. People come out with any talent they have, poetry, anything. They come out, they entertain.
Engelfeld and the communities that surround it are not unlike most small towns in the province. A grain elevator quietly watches over the community on the open prairie landscape. Folks gather in the local restaurant to discuss fluctuating grain prices, politics, and of course the weather. There is, however, something truly special about this place, something that can only be described as magical.
If there's something happening and you need help, or there's some kind of a cause to work for, you can count on the volunteers being out to help you with it. You're really never alone doing something, and you've always got the backing of the community. It's a very special place because of that alone.
Well, yes, I'm retired. I'm 65 now. I became that March 30th. And I was going to step down, but now the 25th anniversary of the main TeleMiracle is coming on, so I think I'll stay for another year.
Every year he says, I'm going to step down. I'm getting up there in age and I should step down. But every year, you put the bug in his ear and away he goes again.
That brand of determination proves that almost anything is possible in Engelfeld, Saskatchewan. Every year, Engelfeld hosts its own mini TeleMiracle celebration 2 to 3 weeks prior to the real thing. Almost everyone in and around Engelfeld meets at Tavern's Edge, the local restaurant and pub, beginning on Saturday at 1 p.m. Local, regional, even national performers take the stage. Members of the audience make pledges on their favorite performers. Auctions are held between sets. Mini TeleMiracle continues until 3 a.m. Sunday morning.
For myself, it's not so much about can we raise that amount of money or can we do it again. We kind of leave it up to the people. We try to do the best job possible, to have a fun day, to have everybody involved, and to make sure that we're working for the cause, which is TeleMiracle.
By the time Mini TeleMiracle 2000 came to a close, Engelfeld and surrounding area had raised over $24,000 for the Kinsman Foundation. A new record had been set for this community of just 250 people.
Well, they know why I'm here. It's TeleMiracle time, and they call me TeleMiracle. Tom is here, so they grab their checkbook and they write out a check.
You have a lot of good times. You visit a lot of the people you might not see the rest of the year, but at TeleMiracle time, you run into those people that you haven't seen. So it's like a reunion a lot of the time.
Area residents are quick to point out that if it weren't for the support of neighboring communities, the success Mini TeleMiracle enjoys would not be possible.
It spreads out quite a distance and seems to grow a little bit every year, and what we really are is the magnet. We're the center where everybody comes to and they know what's going to happen here.
What's most impressive about this remarkable community is that there's no local kinsman or connect club to drive the effort.
I think any community effort in Engelfeld, whether it's building a gym or the new church or getting our school back, the attitude in Engelfeld and community is exceptionally good.
If we need TeleMiracle, I know they're going to be there. I know they'll help.
Saskatchewan has to be very proud of what they're doing, and I hope they really keep it going.
Next on A Miracle in Saskatchewan, going behind the scenes at TeleMiracle, and a conversation with the stars.
If there was a way of having this story told throughout Canada, throughout North America, and other parts of the world, a lot of our problems in this world would go away.
Welcome back. In our third story, we go behind the scenes at TeleMiracle. Now, every year, this event brings together hundreds of volunteers, countless hours of preparation, and some of the biggest names in the entertainment business for one very special weekend. So what do our stars and volunteers really think of Saskatchewan's most celebrated fundraising event? Well, let's find out in Building a Miracle. To most of us, this is TeleMiracle. But to some, so is this. And this. And this too. Behind the scenes, 1,500 tireless volunteers work around the clock, ensuring TeleMiracle remains on the air for 20 solid hours.
TeleMiracle at night.
Some take breaks here and there. Everyone finds a way of passing the time. 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon. Volunteers receive some final words of encouragement and advice. 4 p.m. Cast and crew run through a final dress rehearsal.
There they are. Thank you, Bob.
Well, we have the easy part, quite frankly. This goes on every day of the year with the Kinsmen and Canet, 1,500 of them that put these things all together, and we just come in sort of the frosting on the cake, one weekend a year. All the groundwork's been done. We just come and really basically have a good time. We get together with friends that we love seeing once a year, friends like Alvin and like Joan Kennedy and some folks that have been around for a long time. And there's really a great deal of credit to the producers, to Cheryl and Fred, because like Sesame Street, we don't really make major shifts, changes year after year. It's kind of like, the progression of a Rolls Royce or a Jaguar. Every year they add a little tweak here and a little tweak there. And I think probably that's what goes on here.
Why do you let me do that, Ann, since it's a hard pickup with 50 people, okay? And
it's an exhausting exhilaration. That's the only way that I can describe it. You run through absolutely every emotion in your body.
It's like a big roller coaster.
It's a huge roller coaster.
2 days, yeah.
But at the end, it's all worthwhile. It's incredible.
It's worthwhile 100-fold.
Mm-hmm.
There's hope for the human race. There's times you almost give up on the human race until something like this that comes together, and then you see the kind spirit in the human race. So it's great. Can't say enough.
Finally, it's time for the real thing. The excitement builds on and off stage.
Oh, hello. Hi, Mom. Ready to go on?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's very rewarding to have a chance to work with people. This year it was great. We're having this terrific group, Lace, come along. And some of the other singers and performers were just astounding. Some of the local acts, I mean, I swear, you know, they're ready for professionalism. It's a long road between being good and having a career, but a lot of them are just terrific.
Hour 8 into the show. Entertainer Tim Tamashiro helps keep spirits high by working the room.
Everybody that I've come into contact with the Kinsmen and Kinettes, have been outrageously gregarious and warm and giving and gracious and friendly. I mean, really, the Kinsmen and Kinettes should be the ones that get the star treatment, because they're the ones coming up with the ideas and putting the thought and the preparation and helping.
6 o'clock Sunday morning. Volunteers and performers alike, most on little or no sleep at all, get ready for the final 11 hours of the show.
This is my hairdo for this evening. It's called the rooster.
Shows the goodness of humanity, because today there is so much evil out there. Then when I come here and I witness this, and I witness, you know, millions of dollars that people contribute out of their own pockets, it's amazing how much can happen when people pull together.
There is that sensitivity of really being aware of the needs of others that is just wonderful here. I said to somebody, you know, if that spirit could somehow be packaged, I mean, it's a cliche kind of term, but if there was a way of having this story told throughout Canada, throughout North America, and other parts of the world, a lot of our problems in this world would go away.
5 o'clock Sunday afternoon. The final total comes in. TeleMiracle 24 proves to be another roaring success for the Kinsman Foundation. Now, all that's left to do is say,
and thank you so much on behalf of all of these beautiful children. Thank you.
Well, I hope you had as much fun looking back on TeleMiracle's first 25 years as I have. I'm Tom Clark, reminding you to support the Kinsmen and Kinettes in your community. And as always, let's continue ringing those phones every year at TeleMiracle. Thanks for joining us. Good night.